Nice to see you on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. A few scattered showers out here in the Gulf of Mexico, but along the sun coast looks pretty quiet at this time, but this radar will start to get going a little bit later on this afternoon. It's warm out, temperatures in the upper 80s around the sun coast, but it feels like the mid 90s, and we could actually feel like 100 degrees by mid-afternoon with the heat index climbing up there. We have dry air kind of hanging on. It was more prevalent over the last few days when the area of high pressure was to the north and east of Florida. It has slipped further to the south, and now we're going to have more of a southeasterly wind around it. And then by this weekend, we'll have more of a southwesterly wind around it. And that means that instead of the showers and storms firing up inland and tracking towards the coast, we're going to have showers and storms maybe a little bit in the morning, and then with the heating of the day, we'll have those storms fire inland, maybe around east of I-75, and then track eastward. That's with that westerly wind. But for today, southeasterly wind will still get an offshore flow. You can see this on the Futurecast. Shower activity starts to, and storms start to develop here inland, and then things start to dissipate as we get into the evening hours. Speaking of storms, let's talk about the tropics. Little activity out here in the northern Atlantic, well north in the northern Atlantic. Talking about this flare-up, it was a subtropical storm yesterday, meaning just under tropical characteristics. And then this morning, the National Hurricane Center upgraded Debby to a tropical storm. Right now, it's sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, but as you can see, it's tracking to the north and to the northeast and away from land. Now, shifting gears, and this is just out of interest for us, but not going to affect the sun coast, but we have a Category 1 hurricane, Hurricane John, off the coast of western Mexico, and a tropical storm, Christy. But the big story is what's happening further west, and that is Hurricane Hector. It is a Category 3 storm, and it's looking to track to the south of Hawaii, but bringing big surf, and the surfers are loving this, but could bring some gusty winds there and some heavy rainfall for them. 91 will be our high today. Our average is 90, so 1 degree above that, right where we should be. A few clouds developing throughout the afternoon and isolated to scattered showers and storms. Now, as we get into our Thursday and Friday, the rain chance lessens. That's our transition day. And then Saturday, Sunday, and into early next week, we'll have more of that southwest westerly wind where the storms, the bigger storms at least, develop inland and then they blow eastward. But remember, Monday is back to school day, so if you're going to the bus stop, there may be a few sprinkles in the morning, and then by the time you go home, depending on which direction you go home, could be either west or east, but if you go east, you could run into some of those bigger storms. Back to you, Scott.